All right, I'm Dwight Francisco. I'm an enrolled member of the Thanautum Nation from southern Arizona, a little village called Little Tucson near Sal's, which is considered our capital. I currently reside in Phoenix. I've been there for about 10 years, but I have close ties back to the reservation. Nowadays, I'm finding myself constantly traveling back and forth between Phoenix, where I live, and Tucson to take care of my mother. What got me to the point where I work with men and boys now is my own personal healing, both a survivor of childhood sexual assault and also being in recovery from alcoholism. Been sober as of this past December for 10 years, and just that whole time period dedicating my life to staying clean and sober brought me to a place where I've learned how to use my story, my healing experience to help others also to stay clean and sober, but also through that to understand and identify with the fact that alcohol and drugs is merely a coping mechanism. And so, what I found for myself was that those underlying issues were that I carried a lot of secrets, especially with men. It was interesting to see how a lot of them related to keeping the secret. The passion I have is first and foremost helping people to stay clean and sober, but it's also understanding that beyond that, it's coming to the place where you begin to do true healing work on yourself. That's what brought me to the place where I'm at today, is this my healing. I know it's needed because there is a lot of disconnect. How I explain it to people that I work with is that, first and foremost, it impacts us as individuals. It keeps us from our balance and our peace and our happiness. Like a ripple, when you throw a pebble in the pond, our negative energy flows outward. So what we say, do, and think is impacted, not just us in the center as individuals, but our families in that second ripple, and then our communities in the third ripple, and then the fourth ripple is our nation. And it's felt in all different areas in our communities. The mothers who are left raising children on their own, the parents who have to watch their sons suffer, the children who have to go without their dad. This work is important because I truly believe wholeheartedly that healing is possible. I'm a product of that. A boy who grew up on Thanautum Nation, who was molested as a child and overcame a lot of varieties of hurt and pain, can come to a place in life where healing does happen, and that it happens in all the different ways that we exist: physical, spiritual, mental, emotional. I have to believe that the work can happen for others, and that my passion in life now is to help those men come to a place where they can experience the same peace and balance and happiness in their lives if they could just give opportunity to heal for themselves. The same consideration I gave to myself 10 years ago when I got clean and sober. So I think some of the challenges that I have been able to recognize in traveling, not just throughout the state of Arizona, but also outside of the state of Arizona, is that a lot of the challenges are very similar. A lot of them are the result of a long history of genocide, a long history of tactics by both the United States government and colonized perspectives to get us to become assimilated members of society. And it doesn't work that way. Our culture, our existence is contradictory to assimilative tactics. So when I go out and work with communities, whether they are speaking different languages or practice different cultures from the north, south, east, and west, we're seeing that a lot of the stigmas are the same. When it comes to men and boys, the stigma that we are operating off of a belief system that's very, because I come from the Southwest, I relate it to machismo. Don't be a this, be this way. Don't cry, stand up, be a man. When I go out and do the work, and I work with the variety of other individuals that I work with, the approach is always the solution, and the answer is in our culture to identify the strength-based ways that we identify in culture, tradition, ceremony, and challenge ourselves to use those cultural strengths to survive in this way of life that we're experiencing today. I think that a lot of us in this men's group can relate that, if we can simply come to the place where we utilize those cultural strengths, we can definitely teach others how to do the same. What I try to understand about what healing looks like is to go to what I've been taught about how I live and how I lived in the sickness prior to this powerful and profound healing experience. I was sick physically, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. and all the variety of different ways that I experienced sickness through not just the alcoholism, the drug abuse, the self sabotage, the negative self talk, the colonized belief systems that I thought were the ways in which I was supposed to live. When I came into the healing journey and I began to experience that, what I realized is that if I was going to heal, I needed to heal all four areas as well. And so, physically taking care of myself, eating better, exercising, spiritually relying upon the cultural belief systems of not just my people, but other cultures that do well to help me to maintain the balance between the four, understanding that my belief systems of not just myself and the world around me have a direct impact on my emotional state of being. If I believe that I am a good person and that I am capable, I'm teachable, I'm forgivable, I am lovable, I am a beautiful human being, then my emotions will follow suit. And so I'm more happier. I feel more at peace. Even when I'm stressed and fearful, I don't have to be angry. I don't have to be uh, anxious. I can be at peace and have trust that when those four areas are connected, life is going to be okay. Yes, I'm going to go through challenges. Yes, life is going to test me, but I'm going to be okay. And I don't have to drink or drug today. And I'm completely okay with who I am as an individual. You know, I can safely admit that today, even though I married young and had children, that I am a two-spirited member of my community, and that comes with a lot of responsibilities to carry. And as a survivor of childhood sexual assault, I guide people through the understanding that it's not our fault. What healing looks like in my life and what I encourage other people to do is take the journey to explore what it's going to look like in yours and ask yourself, what can I do better to make myself live a more balanced and happy life today? So, yeah.